So believe it or not, this is a popular question I get very often. Are things ever going to get better? And I'm going to break this all down. Listen, folks, this world can be very cold, very unforgiving, very, very dark. There's all kinds of different realities in this world. There's all kinds. You could be on the verge of jumping off a cliff. You could be on the verge of running yourself into a train. You could be on the verge of greatness. You could be on the verge of flying in private jets. You could be anything in this world. It's a very dark place, and it's a very magical place with all kinds of light. And guess what? Sometimes we find ourselves in certain positions. Sometimes we find ourselves in bad positions. Sometimes it's kind of in the medium. Sometimes things are amazing. That's life. So, are things ever going to get better? Let me tell you something. Things are going to get better when you get better. When you focus on you, when you focus on what you're doing, when you do good things, you get better. When you get better, things get better. Women get better. Like, you're a guy, right? The women get better that you deal with. The women get a little bit easier. The options increase. Vice versa. Some people too, bro, they get such a great, easy life off the riff. Things are amazing. She has those good genes. She's super attractive. One of the hottest girls in school, all this stuff, right? There's also such thing as women like that shit in the bed later on. And sometimes they have a pretty good life all their life. No humans are the same. None of our realities are even close to the same. Some of us have similar realities in certain aspects and stuff like this, but bro, everyone's on their own path. You could live a dark life for like all your life. You could live a light. You could live a life of light all your life. You could have about 50-50. You could have about 75 light, 25% darkness. You never know. But I'm going to tell you something. You, and only you and nobody else, is the dictator of all of this. I had tons of light in my life. I've had some darkness. I'll tell you what right now, from what I've already experienced, my life will never be 100% light. But I've had a lot of light in my life before. And I experience a lot of light now. But there's still some unforgiving times that you've had to go through. So no, my life, personally, is not going to be all light. And you know what? I don't think anyone's life is 100% light. I mean, people's going to die. People's going to pass away. People you love, you care about are going to pass away. This creates some darkness in your life. So I don't think anyone's life really is 100% light. Everyone's going to go through pain. Everyone's going to feel bad vibes at times throughout their life. Everyone's going to face certain trials and tribulations. You could be on the verge of jumping off a cliff and not do it, and then be flying private jet with the hottest women on earth. Like, you never know. There's so many different realities. And that's why I'm saying life can be very dark. Life can be full of light. And you can experience the best things. And the reason I tell everybody that you need to focus pretty much 24/7 on what you're doing Do very good things, be consistent, be a man. You feel hurt, you still got shit to do. You feel tired, you still got shit to do. You feel sluggish, you still got shit to do. You have to learn how to fuel yourself so you can get it done. That's what you have to do. You got to get yourself up as much as possible, because when you don't, you lose. If you're losing that much, you're just going to lose in life. You're letting life get you down. I'm going to tell you something. When things were at the darkest for me, I was probably in my later teenage years. Up till about, honestly, things got better at like 19 and 20. And 21, I faced some shit whenever I was 21 and 22, 23 a little bit, 24 and stuff like that. But the darkest is when I got completely blindsided, manipulated. It put me in a dark place. I couldn't fucking sleep at night. I show up, and I was a strong guy, bro. I was a stud in school, playing the sports, getting, like, even whenever me and a person would, like, veer off and we would stop dating, I would date other hot girls. But when things hit the hardest, I would show up to my friend's place, and there was like 3 of them, and there was me, and there was like 4 of us in total. I would open the door, and I felt so much emotion on the way to their house. I would literally open the door, and I could hear their voices, and I just would break down crying, because I felt that hurt on the inside from some shit that happened in the past. I couldn't face them and just look at them and just play it off as if I'm not going through anything. Like just boom. They heard me come in, they heard me walk through the doors, and they heard me start to cry. And they all ran out of the room, and they started running towards the door like, what the fuck happened? What happened? And they're just like over top of me. Because I had my hands on my knees, and I'm just like standing up, and I couldn't help it. You just overwhelmed. Because you're going through it. I couldn't even hide it. It was that bad. And it helped. It helps to get that stuff out so people and your friends and your loved ones know what you're going through. You can't hide it forever. And they were like, they thought I got jumped. They thought something like crazy happened, and I told them, and it's like, fuck. And they felt bad for me. They felt sorry for me, but yeah. And then just after that, like, that starts to veer away. You start to get better. Things start to get better. That's why I'm saying, bro, like, life ain't going to be full of light. I share this with you to let you understand that it's not always going to be pleasant times. Things like that can happen. And those were like first times for me experiencing the worst shit I've ever experienced in my life, like betrayal, manipulated, like your whole world comes crashing down and it's overwhelming. Like you got used. You got manipulated, like bad. Like next level manipulation. It's not just you stop talking to a girl and oh my God, you can't handle it. No, bro, like I've talked to many girls even before this one. Like when that happened in the past, and girls afterwards, and it was never like that. This one was like top tier bad. Like as bad as it gets. As bad as it gets, it was pure evil. This person even admitted it was pure evil. And they admitted to everything they've done. They got vulnerable with me one day and admitted to everything. Told me how good I am to her and all this bullshit. So, and that's what happens when you deal with someone with these kind of mental health issues. I didn't know that myself. That's what I'm saying, bro. You look at this person like a normal person because they're good at hiding it. And all of a sudden, all that. It's the things you don't see coming that hits you and hurts you the worst. When you see it coming, okay. Nothing. It does nothing to you. It's what you don't see. It's when your mind gets convinced of something that just ain't. You think they're a normal person. You think you're pretty much in love with this person. You guys are like very close. And all of a sudden, you didn't even know the person because everything was an act. It was all a play. They're just gone. It fucks with your head. It fucks with your emotions. It fucks with your mental state. It creates darkness in your life. It created darkness in my life. I couldn't even show up to my friend's place and open the damn door without just crying. A fucking older teenager with that shit, bro. That's why I'm saying, like, bro, I've even faced a few things after that, and it's like nothing even like affected me really. When you get hit that bad, everything else is a breeze. It makes you a stronger human when you go through it and you get better from it. You become you again. Stuff like that cannot continue to happen to you and have an effect over you. I've even dealt with this person after those things. Like again. And that same person started to not even have an effect over me. So it's like I broke the curse. I broke it. Now, I genuinely feel there's no woman alive that can really get to me. It's just, it can't happen. I've seen too much. I've been through too much. I love that I have that experience. So life can go dark at times, right when you thought things were the best, right when you thought everything was so good. You never know when shit's coming crashing down. I'm not naive to think that things can't be so good and get very bad. It's happened to me before. I understand life now. It don't matter how hot you are, how hot you're doing. Things can get real ugly. I'm prepared for anything. Anything could happen. I could be on top of the world, flying private jets, oh my God, going crazy. And the worst things ever could happen. I'm prepared to face that mentally, and I know where to go in my mind to face whatever comes my way. Like, I'm not arrogant and think, oh, I'm the shit. Nothing could ever stop me or faze me or anything. And like, yeah, I'm going to go forward in life and nothing's going to stop me. But things can happen, and how you deal with that is going to be everything. You can't just think you're the shit and nothing bad could happen. I'm not naive to think things can't get bad. Things could be amazing for the rest of my life. Things could be amazing for the rest of your life. Things could get dark all of a sudden for the rest of your life. You never know. But how you deal with these things is going to be everything. So is things going to get better, to answer your guys' question? It depends on yourself. There's no such thing as magic and fantasy world and things are just gonna whatever and you've done nothing. No. What you do is gonna create everything in your reality. That is how you manifest. Manifestation is BS if you don't put in the work. Manifestation comes through you have something in your mind and you take action in life towards it. You're not lazy. You're gonna will things into your existence. You're gonna manifest by putting in the action, by putting in the play. That is how you manifest. That is how you manifest. And you can manifest. But it is BS if you don't put in the time. If you don't put in the action to manifest yourself. Nothing is magic. Nothing's just going to come like this. It doesn't exist. You manifest through your own actions. You want something so bad, you put in energy into the universe and towards the things you want. That's how it happens. If you want to be an NHL player, you put skates on at a young age and it's like, I'm going to be an NHL player. My parents back me up. They're going to support me and we're going to go all out with this. I play AAA hockey. I play major midget. And then I go to the Q. And then I'm a league or two below the NHL and I'm just going to keep going because I ain't going to stop. I have the support. I have everything on my side and I put in the work. I lace up all the time. I don't drink. I don't party. I don't eat fast food. I'm healthy. I want to be in the NHL. In this case, you're giving yourself a very solid shot at getting into the NHL because you think about it all the time. You're putting your actions towards it all the time. You're obsessive about it. This is what you want with your life. It's what you want. So life is going to be whatever you want. But you can't just sit around and, I'd love to date that hot girl, man. I want to date a girl, man. I want her. Yeah, I want to date, and if you're a female, I want to date that guy. He's a good catch. I want that guy. It ain't going to happen. You have to focus on you first. That's how anything happens. You manifest by focusing on yourself. You manifest by getting better in every way, shape, and form. You get stronger mentally. You get stronger physically. And guess what? If you get stronger physically, you're going to get stronger mentally. So if you're not strong physically, you're not even giving yourself a shot to get any stronger mentally. You want to have a more bulletproof, masculine mindset. Get stronger physically first. Are you at your peak? Are you really putting in everything that you could to get physically stronger? Like, are you really? Or do you slack? Do you slack on your meals? Because if you slack on your meals, you ain't getting physically anything. You can't slack on your meals. You can't slack on your diet. You have to see what you have to do on paper, a workout plan, a workout sheet, whatever it might be. You fucking have to do it. What's the problem? And you know what? I don't have to look at no sheets or nothing no more. I had to do that for about half a year. It took me half a year to literally have it memorized in my brain. I don't have to look at anything no more. I already know. I've done it so many times. I've ate the right meals at the right time so many times. I've gone to the gym and done these exact same routines and exercises so many times. It's now in my brain. I don't need to look at anything or a workout plan or a workout sheet or anything. This is now a part of who I am. And it's a routine, and it's what I do, and it's the standard. So guys, life gets better when you get better. Are you getting better, or are you bullshitting yourself? Well, I'm kind of trying. Well, at least I'm more fit than most of these people. That ain't gonna cut it. There's people far more fit than you. Far more. There's people far better than you. You might be better than some. You're comparing yourself to just the laziest people on earth. Does that give you a sense of validation? To keep slacking? Well, I'm kind of consistent. Well, I'm kind of this. Kind of ain't gonna cut it, pal. You want to change? Do you want to get better or not? It's up to you. Life is going to get better when you get better. We're not going to beat around the bush here. I'm going to tell you something that's easy, that's fantasy-like. I ain't going to give you that bullshit. Guess what? Some YouTube idiots will. I ain't that guy. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is, and I'm going to tell you what works for me as well. I've only done it since I've started my channel over these past 4 years, since I had my channel. In September of this new year, that'll mark 5 years. And I have come a long way since I started myself. Because I am committed 24/7. We are all in this together. We are all in this world together. We are all our own people. And we all got shit to do. So I advise you to put your head down and give it your all. And never stop. You have to be focused. You can't think in a weak state of mind. You can't be too lackadaisy. There's things you have to do in the day all the time. Why are you stopping? Why are you slow? Why are you slowing down? Imagine how much time you save if you shop for groceries like fast. You get your groceries fast. You shower fast. You clean fast. And you do it all very good. Imagine the time you save. Imagine that extra time you could use in other things. It's about getting ahead in life. It's about outdoing everybody else. That ain't about that life. And when you just focus on yourself, you're not focused on nobody else. You're just focused on yourself. But this puts you ahead of everybody else. Because you're locked in. You ain't messing around how everyone else messes around. Some people, bro, They don't know what consistency even means. They're over here, they're over there, they're with these people, they're with that people. They don't have an identity. I don't care who you are. If you're this person, you won't have a solid identity. You can think you know things. You really don't. You really don't know as much as you need to know. And you have to come to terms with that truth and stop living a bullshit, weak existence life. You have to be locked in. It's literally your life. And life is what you make it. So if it's going to get better, this is what it's going to require from you. It's not going to get better until you get better. End of story. Until next time.